First of all, introduce yourself and tell the people what you do.
My name is King Noire. I'm an artist, performer, porn star, master fetish trainer, all kinds of good
Is there
stuff.
more?
There's more. I figured that's a good enough
Father.
introduction. Of course.
Musician, hip hop
Yeah.
artist.
All that.
Wow. Okay. So we want to talk about the music. Let's talk about that. We'll talk about music first. And so, how long have you been making music, and how did you get started? Where are you from? Give us the basics.
Since I was yay high, I grew up between Teaneck, Jersey City, and Camden, New Jersey. And I got into music. I grew up in a musical household in the sense that my mother made me listen to everything growing up. And she was cool with a lot of jazz musicians who I emulated at first. I used to play alto saxophone. I'm a jazz fanatic. And then, in my neighborhood, of course, everybody was into hip hop. So all the old heads that I wanted to hang out with, all the older cats, they was freestyling, DJing, breakdancing, doing graph and all that. So I just dove into hip hop culture. And for me, I started off DJing parties, writing rhymes, graph. I can't breakdance to save my life though, but everything else I could rock with, So, hip hop has always been just the air I breathe. So I love making music of all genres. I love being involved in music.
Okay, so you're making music. You do that, and then so how do we start getting into adult entertainment? How do we get into that realm?
So when I was 17, I got kicked out the house for wilding out. And when I turned 18, I had a friend. She was a dancer, and she was like, hey, these people keep asking me to take pictures of me for a porn magazine, but I don't want to work with a random guy. So we had messed around a little bit. She was like, I know you like showing off and all this other stuff. I think this would be perfect.
And you guys were comfortable together. So.
Yeah. So it was just kind of I went there, took some pictures, made some good money, and it wasn't I didn't have to worry about the police or standing out on the block or nothing like that. So I was just I really like this.
It was legit.
It was legit.
Yeah, I can make money like this?
Exactly. Doing stuff that I like. So, from there, people started reaching out after, the pictures. It was kind of the internet was really starting up with webcam models and things like that. So I did a couple webcam performances, and then people started reaching out yeah, I would love to be dominated by you. I would love to see you dominate my wife. Or all these kind of situations like that, which is what introduced me into the kink world. So then it was kind of everything. I went into the industry in that sense. Then I have fallen back for a while because the industry itself has a lot of there's a lot of good things, but there's also some bad things, and the bad things in reference to how people of color are treated. In regards to also just how people in the industry are treated by the people with the money, they look at the people with the talent as, commodities, just like any other industry. So I kind of fell back. I started doing work in my neighborhood with the youth. I was teaching chess and creative writing. Really great program. So I stopped doing adult stuff, and then they cut the funding. Wow. So I had somebody reach out yo, I know you used to do X, Y, and Z. I need a guy to dance at a birthday party. So I was like, you ain't got to look no further. I got you.
I'm back.
I got bills to pay. Yeah. So I started doing that, but I was like, I wanted to do something that was a little different at parties that I worked at. So I started doing erotic touch massages. So I would do the performance, and I would do live climax shows, all the way to climax. And then instead of just doing private dances, I would do private massages, and those massages would have different kind of role plays to them. So one might be, I turn you into a sundae. Another one might be, I tie you up to the table and blindfold you. And around that same time, I met my partner, Jet Setting Jasmine, and she was doing parties and teaching women how to pole dance and opening up their minds to all kinds of different sexual adventures. And we were like, we need to combine what it is that we do, and we came up with fantasy flight parties. And then at those parties, people were like, how come we can't find porn where black people are passionate, where black people are kinky, where they actually look like they put on some cocoa butter before they got in front of the camera?
Thank you.
So we were like, let's try recording ourselves. And Jasmine had never done porn before. She saw it. She was like, oh, shit, I look good. And we were like, all right, let's try another one. And the second one that we did like a full scene. It actually wound up being like an hour and a half of kink and sex and everything. And it wound up winning a FetCon award for best full-length feature. So we're like, oh, shit, I guess we got something. Yeah. Let's keep rocking. And since then, we've won 2 more awards at FetCon and have been, hired out by other companies and have like taken people on our journey.
So when you go to one of these parties, what can you expect?
Some kinky stuff.
Some kinky stuff?
Some kinky stuff.
Some kinky stuff.
Well, we tailor them to audiences. Usually, like right now, a lot of people who've been coming out, they're new to kink. So we kind of like give them a good introduction and then also show them the possibilities of when you get deeper into it and when you flow with it and when you incorporate it into your life. Like a lot of times, people keep what they do in the bedroom private, which is fine. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But then when they are out in the world, they feel ashamed for what they did in their bedroom. So we're trying to help people let go of that shame, be free, be proud of who you are. Whatever level of kink or freak you're into, it's okay as long as you leave kids, animals, and people who say no out of it. Like you an adult, do your thing, have a good time.
Well, I see you have a few tools that you bought here.
Oh yeah, these are my instruments.
That's the correct instruments. That's not tools, instruments.
Well, they could be that too.
Okay. All right. So hold these up for me and tell me what these are.
These are leather nunchuck floggers. So flogging way back in the day, it was a punishment for people. And now it can still be a punishment, but it is also pleasurable when done the right way.
Okay. So when they're nunchucks.
Oh, well, that's because of the swivel. So I did martial arts for a long time, boxing and martial arts for a long time. So the first time I saw somebody doing these, I was like, those look just like nunchucks. So I want to do that. Like it just looks amazing.
So can you show me kind of an example of how you would use them? So
you could put out your hand.
Okay.
So we use them. You can use them on places that are not covering up vital organs. You don't use them on the spine. Mm-hmm. So like the shoulders, the ass, your thighs, some people on their feet, on your chest or your breasts. Amazing.
All right.
So I brought them for you.
For me?
I brought them for you to try out.
Sure.
How do you feel?
I felt that was very relaxing, and I felt like it was a very it was a massage. That's what it was. And then it started getting intense, meaning like sensual. So then I was like, okay.
So when people hire me for like private fetish training sessions or, the level for every person, what they can take or what they want to experience or experiment with, it always ranges, So like I got my special bag over there. So some people, that's why I asked you ahead of time, if you get spanked, do you prefer the fingers or do you prefer like the palm? Because some people really like the sting, like fingers. Some people really like the thud. Since you were more of a thud person, that's why I selected what I selected.
I'm a thud person, yes.
So, some people who like the sting, we got these dragon tail whips in there, different kinds of things. And each one, since you have all these endorphins flowing through your body, you go to a natural high. Like imagine if we were doing that for half an hour, all the different things that your body is going to feel during that time. And when people slip into that subspace and they feel that euphoria that comes with it, it's like a real beautiful experience.
Thank you.
Thank you.